Operating a 1997 Land Rover Discovery in the era of horse-drawn carriages requires more than just mechanical skill. It requires an absolute commitment to invisibility. Designated Project Long Haul, this vehicle functions as a mobile bunker, integrated with EMP-hardened circuitry, a thermal masking cloak, and a specialized artificial intelligence. The traveler behind the wheel arrived in 1878 with a specific mandate: act as a hidden fulcrum to nudge Victorian geopolitics away from the industrial and territorial frictions that ignite world wars. But the mission's greatest vulnerability is its reliance on a 20th century internal combustion engine. Without the correct fuel, the command center becomes a 2-ton paperweight. In 1878, commercial diesel fuel is decades away from its first refinery run, and its namesake, Rudolf Diesel, is currently a 20-year-old student. A dry tank ends the mission. The traveler must now choose between abandoning the vehicle or powering a modern engine using only 19th century resources. Early compression engines possess a high degree of adaptability, allowing them to burn crude, unrefined oils in a crisis. To maintain short-term mobility, the traveler utilizes a network of hidden caches, including a secret underground bunker established in the Belgian woods. The cache contains tins of paraffin, known today as kerosene, which were bureaucratically disguised as industrial grease to avoid arousing the suspicion of local officials. This chart compares the lubricity of modern diesel with Victorian paraffin. Paraffin lacks the oily compounds that protect the engine, allowing metal surfaces to grind. Constant use of this fuel will hollow out the injectors, leading to an irreparable critical failure. The Belgian cache is a ticking clock. It provides movement, but it forces the traveler to find a localized, permanent technological solution before the engine destroys itself. The long-term solution requires a fundamental shift in strategy, using the Land Rover's engine as a teaching tool for the era's greatest minds. In the shadows of Arkwright's yard, the traveler reveals the vehicle to a young Rudolf Diesel, exposing him to technology a century ahead of his own. Witnessing a modern triple-manifold compression engine shatters the existing limits of Victorian thermodynamics and introduces the concept of high-pressure fuel ignition decades early. The meeting results in the second engine, a modular, simplified version of the rover's power plant designed to be manufactured using standard Victorian tools and materials. This prototype offers a scalable alternative to the heavy, coal-dependent machinery that currently fuels the dominance of the British mining cartels. By introducing the possibility of clean-burning internal combustion in 1878, the traveler provides the Victorians with a path away from the soot and mortality rates of the steam age. While the canon focuses on Diesel's engine, keeping the original Land Rover on the road would require a massive, hidden infrastructure that the books only hint at. To preserve the modern fuel injectors, the traveler's shadow network would effectively have to invent the biodiesel industry a century ahead of schedule. This suggests a shadow agricultural boom, where the traveler covertly funds local farmers to prioritize crops like rapeseed or linseed, specifically for their oil content. This chart shows how the demand for a single vehicle's fuel forces a high-tech supply chain to exist, concentrating agricultural output into a centralized processing hub. However, raw seed oil is too thick for modern injectors and requires advanced chemical refining to reach the necessary viscosity. This would necessitate the leaking of advanced fractional distillation schematics to Victorian chemists, creating a clandestine refinery network dedicated to producing synthetic diesel. The logistical requirement of fueling one modern vehicle creates a localized industrial footprint, proving the concept of advanced fuel refinement long before its historical debut. Science fiction often depicts time travelers as figures who impose their will through superior weaponry, but this mission is defined by the needs of a dependent, fuel-starved machine. The Land Rover's requirement for compatible fuel and maintenance forced the protagonist to collaborate with the people of 1878 rather than attempting to dominate them. Ultimately, the vehicle functions as a mechanical catalyst, providing the 19th century with the technical blueprint to solve its own coming crises.